Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the CENTA International TPO Finals Preparation Webinar. It's lovely to see a whole lot of people in the chat. Of course, given that the YouTube link per se is open, it is possible that there are people who are attending beyond the finalists. But as such, this webinar is intended for the finalists of CENTA International TPO, the people who have specifically received communication from CENTA that you have qualified for the finals, and you have also confirmed back with your details and ID and so on. So congratulations to all those who are part of the CENTA International TPO finals. I want to give you a little bit of background before we get into the preparation today. So CENTA International TPO this year, can we get some guesses from the audience on how many participants were there? And I would now request everyone to stop saying good evening, because I think we have said good evening everybody, and good afternoon to the people who are from time zones behind, and late evening to the people ahead. Can someone guess a number? How many people participated? So we have our first guess from Soni Ranjan, which is 3,000. And the same guess again from Kiang Vyasa.
3,000 are the finalists. 3,000 are the shortlisted people, shortlisted finalists like you all. What Ramya is asking is how many people registered or expressed interest in participating in the international TPO.
So how many people participated? Yeah, how many people participated in the prelims? Okay, now we've started getting some big guesses. 10 million, 1 million, 1 lakh, 10,000, 50,000. Okay, so the number is 2 lakh. And I think the person who got it right so far is Madhavi Singh. We had 2 lakh participants in the prelims of CENTA International TPO this time.
Which is 200,000.
2 lakh is, yes, 200,000. 200,000. As you are aware, CENTA is now a community of 2 million teachers. It is the world's largest professional platform for teachers, and a community of 2 million teachers. And out of that community, we had 200,000 teachers participating in CENTA International TPO this time. So those of you who are in the finals, you are among the top 3,000 out of 200,000 teachers. So big congratulations, irrespective of whether you secure ranks in the finals or not. Reaching the stage is a big thing. There was a big change in CENTA International TPO prelims this time. Can we get a phrase in the chat? Yeah, absolutely. Jagna Mahajan, pats on our back. Absolutely. So great to see that. So that's the right phrase, pats on everyone's backs. And can we now get a few phrases on chat to say what was different in the prelims of CENTA International TPO this time? What was different? And I think meanwhile, there's a message from Kiang saying that CENTA has 1.9 million teachers from 145 countries. That is correct. Glad you are being reading carefully. Nadia, yeah, point system. So the first person to give one of the differences is Kiran Sharma, who says point system. Sravani Chatterjee says not just MCQs. Arunima Dave, more learning. Sonali Roy, parents' feedback. Okay, wonderful, wonderful to see that. See that all of you have given many different examples of how CENTA International TPO was different this year. So as you are aware, we see a very large volume of learning on the CENTA platform on a day-to-day basis, and we felt that we should give value to this learning also in international TPU. So while absolutely the CENTA teaching quotient test also carries weightage, we wanted to celebrate the fact that teachers are learning and the effort you're putting into learning and give points for that. As many people have mentioned, the point system, and select people based on a combination of testing and learning rather than only testing as we used to do earlier. And along with testing and learning, yes, we had a few other aspects. We had the opportunity to get nominated by parents, which would also give you a few points. And we had almost 2,000 parents nominating their favorite teachers. There was an opportunity to get nominated by your schools, and a large number of schools have nominated. There was an opportunity to get nominated by governments, and there are some state governments, particularly in India, who have nominated their teachers for international TPO. So we wanted to bring the ecosystem together a lot more, and we wanted to make sure that everyone is celebrating teaching as a profession. So as Shilpi Mehrotra has rightly said, there are people who might have passed or secured more than 50% in CENTA TQ, but still did not make it for the finals because overall they were not in the top 2,000 points. So we had scores for TQ as well, and for learning, and for some of these nominations. And overall, if you were in the top 2,000 points, you would make it to the finals. Okay, so with that, we'll dive straight into the format of the finals. I think there are already questions related to the finals format. I think we'll be covering most of the questions that I see right now. But after we go through the format, if you still have any questions which are left, please do put them in. And meanwhile, I'm going to read out one of the comments from the chat, which is from Sadia Ali, saying that she was overwhelmed when she received a message of being shortlisted for the finals. Glad to see that. I think you're representing an emotion that we have heard from many, many teachers across the world. Incidentally, there are teachers from about 20 countries who are represented in the finals. As somebody rightly pointed out, there are around 145 countries on the CENTA platform. There are teachers from 20 countries who are represented in the finals. Of course, India is the topmost. And then there are several other countries, including Nigeria, Ghana, the Philippines, and so on. So let me hand over to my co-founder, Priyanka, who will go through the format of the finals briefly, and both of us will take it forward from there.
Thank you, Ramya. And first of all, congratulations to all of you. Karthik, if you can just add the slide so that I can walk everyone through. If you can see the screen, please give me a thumbs up so that I know the screen is visible to all of you. Please give me some thumbs up so that I understand that the screen is visible to all of you and I am audible. Great. So first, as Ramya and I said, congratulations to all of you for being shortlisted for the TPO finals. And now we will directly get into what the finals are all about. Seeing that many of you, like all of you, are here, I hope that you all would have received an email from us with key guidelines. That email has all the relevant details. So please keep it handy. Some of you might not have received the email per se, but might have gotten to know about their final shortlist through their colleagues or through a WhatsApp message from us. If you have not received an email regarding your TPO final shortlist, but just a WhatsApp, please write to team@centa.org so that we can resend you the email. Sometimes what happens is that you may have by mistake unsubscribed us, or the email may have landed in your spam folder and hence you did not get the email. So first thing is just get the email access, keep it handy. The email talks about the date, the time, and your test track. Please double check all the information. Okay. Now, as you all would know, the finals is on December 14th, which is next Sunday. The test is for 2 hours, and in IST, the time is 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. The email and my slide also talks about the time zone conversions for some of our other international participants. So in GMT, it's 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. UAE, which is 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Singapore, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Nigeria, 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Ghana, 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And while the test is for 2 hours, we would request all of you to be available half an hour early so that you can get fully set, do all your system checks, etc., and are ready for the test. As in, I will, as Ramya said, walk you through the various format related points and other aspects. And some of the questions which you're asking would get addressed during the course of this presentation. Otherwise, we will walk through the chat again and answer them at the appropriate time in the PPT. I'm hearing that the screen is blur. Karthik and Ramya, are you not able to read through the screen clearly, or anyone else who is having this problem?
The screen is clear for me, Priyanka.
Sure. I would request Vinita, if you can just rejoin. Sometimes the internet connectivity at your end might be causing the problem. So now coming to format of the finals. Please note that the finals has 3 sections and everyone should participate in all the 3 sections. No section is optional, so to say. You may choose not to participate, is your discretion, but from the test perspective, all the 3 sections are compulsory and all the 3 sections need to be covered or answered in the 2 hours of the exam. Okay. Section 1 is of 40 marks. Section 2 is again 40 marks. Section 3 is 20 marks. And all these details have been shared with you in the email and will also be resent to you on an email. So you need not make notes for this. We can also send this presentation to you in email. So you can just focus on what we are talking about instead of making notes on what is written on the slideware. Moving on, I will walk you through each section one by one. So section 1, basically what section 1 will do, it will focus on core aspects of your role, either as a teacher or as a school leader. Like many of you would know, the CENTA TPO has tracks for various subject grades as well as a school leader role. So the items or the questions will depend on what your role is. Are you taking the test as a teacher or as a school leader? And it will ask or focus on technical competencies related to what your role is in different situations. And for each of the questions, a text box will be provided to you. And you need to type in your answer in those text boxes in the given word limits. So there would be 3 questions in this section. The second question will have 3 parts. And each question has different word limits. Please note that each question will have different word limits. Please note the word limits when you are answering. And each question also has different marks. So read your instructions clearly and then make your plan on what do you want to write in there and then start answering so that you are able to adhere to the word limit. And also note that you need to write minimum 50 words for an answer to be evaluated. If you write less than 50 words, we will not be evaluating your answer because less than 50 words just does not give us enough information about what do you want to express in that answer. And this particular test is not MCQ at all. This test has a lot of different kind of questions, and the first section, as I spoke just now, is a descriptive or a subjective section. I hope it's clear. Some of you are writing that typing is a big problem, etc., and that is why you would notice that it's a 2-hour test, but we have not given too many questions to accommodate for the teachers who would take time in typing. These many words, generally, even if you are slow, are not too much trouble to write, and you can write up to these words. You can always write between 50 words and the word limit of your answer. Moving to section 2. This section is quite different from section 1. This section focuses on how do you engage with students or teachers in different situations and how do you express yourself. So it will have 2 questions, and basically this section focuses on video. So the 2 questions, the first question will need you to write something in a very, very short manner, just about 20 words text, and then have a video up to 7 minutes. So you can directly record the video on the platform. You don't have to record it separately on a mobile or upload. You don't have to do anything of that sort. You can directly record yourself in the test platform. And during the course of this presentation, we will tell you how do you do it. So first, we are just focusing on what the content or the test is all about. Then we will walk you through how you can do it on the test platform. So question 1 is up to a 7-minute video, and question 2 will be a different prompt or different instructions will be given to you for question number 2, and you should be recording a up to 5-minute video. Here also, please note that minimum of 3-minute video is needed in both cases for it to be evaluated. So if you record only a 1-minute video or a 2-minute video, we will not be evaluating it at all. Your video in question number 1 needs to be between 3 minutes and 7 minutes, and for question 2 between 3 minutes and 5 minutes. Okay, we will answer few of the questions related to your subjects and languages, etc. For one of the question, which is no, each section does not have a time duration in 2 hours. You have 2 hours for 3 sections. We recommend that you go through the questions sequentially, because section 3 depends on section 2 and section 2 depends on section 1. But you can scroll through section 2 and 3 to make up your mind before you start answering. And there is no individual time limit for each section. You can spend whatever time you want for each of the sections, but we recommend about 1 hour for section number 1 and half an hour for each of section 2 and 3. But please note that is just a recommendation. You need not adhere to it at all. You might want to do section 1 much more quickly. Section 2 and 3, you might want to take more time. That is your own exam strategy. Coming to section 3. This section will focus on your ability to review your own videos. So the 2 videos which you recorded and submitted in section 2, you need to review those videos and then answer the questions which are asked in section 3. So section 3 will have 2 questions based on video 1 and 1 question which is based on video 2. So what the platform will ensure, it will help you relook at your video or rewatch or replay your video so that you are able to review the videos and answer the questions basis that. Again, in this particular question also, minimum number of words you need to write for your question to be evaluated is 50 words, and the maximum word limit would be provided. Now coming to the languages, and please note that this is very important for all of you, except for the language teachers. Like this time, the international TPO is open for Hindi teachers, Bengali teachers, Sanskrit teachers, Punjabi teachers, Tamil, Telugu, like so many languages. Except for those teachers, The medium of test track is English for most of you. It will be mentioned very clearly in your test track. Please adhere to it. If your test track is in English medium, your entire paper, whatever you are typing in, whatever you are speaking in, needs to be in English. For other languages like Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Sanskrit, French, German, etc., your video needs to be in that particular language. So if you're a Hindi teacher, your video needs to be in Hindi. If you're a French teacher, your video needs to be in French, so on and so forth. But for typing, you can choose either English or Hindi to respond to your question. You will be, for each of the subject teachers, you will be provided 3 topics from your subject grade combinations. So a middle maths teacher will get 3 topics from middle maths. A secondary English teacher will get 3 topics from secondary English. You need to choose any one of those 3 given topics to answer the entire test track. Please note, you cannot choose different topics or different sections. You have to make that choice upfront after the instructions are provided to you, and then respond to each of the sections basis on that one topic which you select. Language teachers, as I said, can type in either English or Hindi, but the video should be in the language which they have taken the test track in. Ramya, I think you would be monitoring the chat. So do you want to answer some of the specific things before we move on?
Sorry, yes, I would actually request if we can remove the PPT from the screen for 1 minute. And I just want to answer some of the common questions on the chat, and also explain briefly in Hindi. And then we will move forward to the next section of the PPT, which is related to technical requirements. So could we remove the PPT from the screen briefly? Yeah, thank you. So I'm seeing several common questions on the chat. I'm also seeing some people who are helping in answering them. Thank you very much to all of you who are also answering other people's questions. So first and foremost, I want to repeat that right in the beginning, you will get 3 topics from your subject track. So for example, if your subject track is middle school maths, or your subject track is foundational literacy and numeracy, that is grade K through 2, or your subject track is senior secondary psychology, whatever be your subject track, you will receive 3 questions, 3 topics related to that subject track, and you need to choose one which you will be using throughout the 2 hours. So please make sure it is a topic that you feel sufficiently deep in. You will get 3 good choices, but you will need to choose one, and you will not be able to change it once you have chosen it. This is very, very important, and would request everyone to please make note of this, that you will receive 3 topics in the beginning, immediately after filling your basic details, and it will be from the subject of registration, subject and grade of registration, and after that you can't change which of the 3 topics. In the case of school leaders, so we have a school leader track, you will not receive any topic. In the case of another track called building reading skills, we have a few library teachers who are participating in the track of building reading skills. Again, we do not have any topic. So except for these 2 tracks, school leader and library, everyone will receive 3 topics in the beginning, and you need to choose one of them. This is a very, very important instruction for this year's international TPO finals. अब मैं इसको हिंदी में भी वापस बोलती हूँ, क्योंकि जबकि 10 लैंग्वेजेस से लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, इंग्लिश के बाद सेकंड हाईएस्ट पार्टिसिपेशन हिंदी से है, तो इसलिए हिंदी में एक बार मैं सेम चीज बोल रही हूँ कि शुरू में आपको 3 टॉपिक दिए जाएंगे, आप जहां पे अपना नाम लॉगिन जहां पे करेंगे उसके इमीडिएटली बाद आपको 3 टॉपिक्स दिए जाएंगे, आपको उनमें से एक टॉपिक चुनना है। तो अगर आप सपोज मिडिल स्कूल मैथ्स ले रहे हैं हिंदी मीडियम में, तो आपके 3 टॉपिक्स मिडिल स्कूल मैथ्स में होंगे, या फिर आप हिंदी लैंग्वेज के टीचर हैं तो आपके 3 टॉपिक्स हिंदी लैंग्वेज में होंगे, या आपने जो भी सब्जेक्ट आपने लिया है उस सब्जेक्ट के 3 टॉपिक होंगे, आपको एक ही चूज करना है और थ्रू आउट 2 आवर्स वो सेम टॉपिक आपको मेंटेन करना है। तो प्लीज थिंक एंड चूज करने के बाद आपका टाइम शुरू होगा, बट ऑफ कोर्स आप आधे घंटे से ज्यादा नहीं ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि आधे घंटे के बाद लॉगिन ही खत्म हो जाएगा। बट आप कुछ 2-3 मिनट 5 मिनट सोच के अपना टॉपिक चूज कर सकते हैं। चूज करते समय भी प्रॉक्टरिंग ऑन है, तो ध्यान रखिए कि तब भी आपको विंडो स्विचिंग या किसी से बात करना वो सब नहीं कर सकते। अभी हम टेक्निकल डिटेल्स में जाएंगे, बट टॉपिक पहले चूज करना है। नाउ कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट important question which many people have repeated on the chat: do we have to do the sections in the same order? And I think Delphine Tabot has correctly responded to others also, thank you for that, that yes, you need to do the questions in the same order, uh, because the first question where you will be typing a few answers will decide what you are going to do in the video section. So whatever you are typing in your answers, a part of that you will be directly using in the video section, so it cannot be disconnected. Similarly, whatever you are doing in the video section, you will be reflecting on that in section 3. So it has to be done in the order. There is no individual time limit. You can take as much time as you want for each section. Total time is 2 hours. But if you have gone past section 1, you will not be able to come back and change those answers, because then your video will get completely disturbed. So your video depends on section 1 and section 3 depends on the video. So please do the sections only in order. Again, we'll repeat this particular instruction in Hindi. तो आपके जो 3 sections हैं, total time 2 घंटे का है, individual section का time नहीं है, but आपको order में ही sections करने हैं। तो पहले section 1 करना है, उसमें जो आप लिखेंगे section 1 में, उसी से आपका वीडियो उसी पे बेस्ड है। तो जो आप लिखेंगे उसके बेसिस पे आपको एक वीडियो बनाना है सेक्शन 2 में। फिर जो वीडियोस आप बना रहे हैं, 2 वीडियोस सेक्शन 2 में, उसके ऊपर आपको रिफ्लेक्शन सेक्शन 3 में लिखना है। तो आप दूसरे ऑर्डर में नहीं कर सकते हैं, आपको सेक्शन 1 पहले करना है, फिर सेक्शन 2 करना है, फिर सेक्शन 3 करना है। सो आई होप दीज 2 पॉइंट्स regarding the topics and the sections are very clear. Let me answer some of the other questions. First, coming to questions related to section 1. तो जब आप टाइप कर रहे हैं, so I'll say it in English first, sorry, and which is the majority participation, and then in Hindi. So in English first, yes, you can only type. You cannot write and upload, because, and I know many people have mentioned that we are slow in typing, etc. But as Priyanka said, we have kept a small number of questions which are with a small word limit. We are not expecting extremely lengthy answers, so that even if you take some time to type, it does not become like a typing challenge. It is more of a thinking challenge where you need to take time to think, and then you will be able to type also. And even though formatting options are available like bold, underline, etc. We are not going to give too much weightage that somebody has made it very beautiful. The weightage will be mainly for, or almost entirely for, the content of what you type. So you don't have to worry so much about typing skills. And when you type in other languages, yes, this time we are providing you with a fairly user friendly interface where you will be able to type using your normal English keyboard, and it will reflect in on the screen in the other language. If you have if you pick that on the screen, we'll just show you a screenshot to make my point clear. तो अगर आपने हिंदी में टेस्ट लिया है तो आपके इंग्लिश कीबोर्ड पे आप टाइप कर सकते हैं और स्क्रीन में हिंदी में आएगा. अभी हम उसका एक स्क्रीनशॉट भी आपको दिखाएंगे. So that's on the typing part. There was a question on whether the number of words will be visible. Yes, when you are typing, you will see how many words are remaining out of the total word limit. The other question related to I'll come to section 2 now, related to the video section. If you cross the 7-minute limit or the 5-minute limit, the video will automatically stop. So if you stop the if you cross the limit, the video will automatically stop. So you will not be able to continue if you cross the time limit. Also, if you cross the time limit, you will not be able to retake your video, whereas otherwise you can stop your video in between and retake your video if you're not satisfied with it. Some people have asked, will I be recording the video and uploading? No, you will be recording it directly on the screen. So there will be a button to start the recording, and there will be a button to stop the recording and submit when you are satisfied. So again, to repeat that in Hindi, अगर आप टेस्ट हिंदी में ले रहे हैं तो आपको अपना वीडियो भी हिंदी में ही बनाना है. एंड जब आप वीडियो बना रहे हैं तो पहले वीडियो का टाइम लिमिट 7 मिनट्स है, 7 मिनट है, दूसरे वीडियो का 5 मिनट है. अगर आपने टाइम एक्सीड कर लिया तो वीडियो अपने आप सबमिट हो जाएगा, आप फिर कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं. टाइम के अंदर आप उसको स्टॉप करके रीटेक भी कर सकते हैं. People who are doing it in other languages, whether it is Hindi, French, Tamil, we have almost 8 or 10 languages, participants from almost 8 or 10 languages in the finals. So whoever is doing it in another language, your video needs to be in that language. So please do make sure. Same for the English participants. Your answers as well as video need to be in English. And coming to the third section, I don't think there are any specific questions on that, except that yes, it can be done only after the second section because it is a reflection on your own video. I think while I was answering, there are many more questions on the chat. Maybe Priyanka, if you want to take some of them.
Yeah. So I have been answering many of your questions on this. Somehow my name is coming as Priyanka Arya 4600, but you can see the responses I have been making to many of your queries. Also, please note that we will put all the questions together as FAQ with the responses and share it with all of you early next week. So that will also give you all the responses at one place. But please do check your email regularly. And for some of the specific questions, yes, you can make your notes. You need to keep a pen and paper available with you before the test, as has been written in the instructions. You need to show that blank paper by holding it from both sides that it is blank when you start the test. And then before typing in anything or before recording the video, please feel free to make your notes. That is not a problem at all. You will see the timer for the entire test duration of 2 hours. as well as for both the videos, whether you have already recorded for 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, etc., etc., and how much time from your 2 hours has elapsed. So you can see both the things. Okay. Uh, should we just move to the other sections,
There
because
are,
some of the queries which teachers are asking will also get answered in the subsequent sections of the PPT.
yeah, and
The test
before
is fully
we,
online. The test is fully online. In case of a internet glitch, your answers would have been auto saved, and you can resume from wherever you lost the internet connection.
yeah. So, in fact, yeah, I just wanted to mention those two, actually, two technical points. Internet, many people have asked if there is a fluctuation, it'll be auto saved and you can rejoin from the same spot. However, of course, if your internet completely goes off during the test, there is nothing much we can do. There will not be any rescheduling, etc. And that, unfortunately, is a constraint we live with in an online world. Now, the other important question, yes, the test should be done on a laptop. It's not that it cannot be accessed on a mobile phone, but it will be extremely difficult for you if you're trying to answer it on a mobile phone. तो जिन्होंने पूछा है कि अगर मेरे पास लैपटॉप नहीं है, हम रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि आप आसपास में से एक लैपटॉप बोरो कर लीजिए 2 घंटे के लिए, बिकॉज द टेस्ट इज गोइंग टू बी क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट. अगर आप बिल्कुल मोबाइल पे करेंगे तो बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट रहेगा. लैपटॉप के लिए ही बना हुआ है ये टेस्ट. सो यू शुड प्लीज try and do it on the laptop. There is one more technical question I want to answer before we go to the technical section, which is related to proctoring. I think people are worried that if I look down for just typing or for making notes, then will the system treat it as a violation? You don't need to worry about that. In proctoring, we are recording multiple things. So we are recording window switch, we are recording background audio, we are recording background second face, we are recording you being away from the screen altogether. Then the last point is, turning like this or looking somewhere else for a long time. So it is only one of many things that are being recorded, and definitely things like background audio, second face, being away from the screen, those things get a much higher weightage in proctoring. And just because you are writing in your notes or typing by looking down, you will not be treated as there was an issue from a proctoring point of view. So you don't need to worry about that. However, please make sure that there is no second phase. You are not away from the screen. Your audio is always on throughout. And of course, if there is a child crying in the background, even if the proctoring picks up that noise, later on when we check it from a human side, we will know it was a child crying. But if somebody is giving an answer, of course, we will disqualify the candidate. There's one more question on content, whether we are judging based on the content or the English. We are largely judging based on the content, but definitely communication will receive some amount of weightage, and more in the video than in the written section. But in the written section also, if the communication is ununderstandable, that will be a problem. And if there are gross errors, that will be a problem. So with that, let us move into the technical section. Priyanka, can you go through the technical section?
This particular section, so now we have two sections, pre-test and during test. First, we'll walk you through the pre-test preparation, and this will answer many of your questions. But feel free to ask them in the chat, and as you would have seen, Rama and I are answering all your queries either on chat directly or by talking about them. So one very important thing, to ensure that you are familiar with the test platform, Please do the system check. We will be sending you an email by Wednesday, which provides you the test platform or the system check related email. So you will get an email in which you can do a dummy login and see how the platform works. We will show you some snapshots for the platform right now in this session, but you will also be able to check it yourself through the email which we will be sending you. Again, please note that you should be using a laptop or a desktop computer to take the test. You need to have the latest version of any of these common browsers like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Microsoft Edge. A webcam, a working webcam, is mandatory, and so is a microphone. Your microphone should be functional, should be enabled. We recommend a minimum 2 Mbps stable broadband connection, and please ensure that your device is fully charged up or connected to the power so that you don't miss out on the test because something happened with your power connection, etc. All these details are already provided to you in the email which was sent to you along with the format. We are just reiterating it here so that if you have any questions related to them, you can ask them in the chat. On the test day, please find a quiet, well-lit room. Ensure that you do not have too much of a background noise there. One, it will cause problem in proctoring, but more importantly, it will cause disturbance to you while you are trying to focus and concentrate and do your best in the test. Also ensure that there are no other people who are kind of looking into the computer along with you, because that is not allowed. No one else should be there in the camera frame looking at the paper, looking at the questions, trying to tell you the answers, or trying to brainstorm with you on the answer. Keep your government issued ID card ready for verification. It can be any government issued ID card. You would need to show it in the system before you start the test. Also, you can keep up to 2 blank papers and a pen ready in case you want to make notes before you start answering your questions, before you start recording the video. If you want to make notes, you can definitely make notes, but please ensure that you have not written anything on those papers from any part of your curriculum, any topic, etc., because that can lead to disqualification. You can keep 2 blank papers, so you would also need to be showing them before you start the test. And last thing, close all unnecessary applications, browser tabs, Google, anything else on your browser before you start the test. Now, during the test, and this is most importantly related to proctoring. So proctoring would ensure that there are no malpractices done in the test. Do not switch tabs or minimize the browser, because that will be counted as a violation. So please do not minimize the window of the test and try to see something else on the computer or any other device. If you are looking down to type, the system will be able to consider that. But if you are looking left, right, etc., or on the top, etc., the system will assume that you are looking at some other device to check something else. And the system will be able to make sense that whether you're just looking at left, right, and thinking, or you are trying to type in or read something from some other device. Do not use any other external aids like phones, etc. Only thing you can use is pen, pencil, and blank sheet. And please do not communicate with anyone during the test. So these are more related to the proctoring during the test. And when you have finished your test, please, and you have submitted your responses, please wait for the confirmation message. The system will show a confirmation message saying that your responses have been successfully submitted before you close the browser. Now, we are just showing you some glimpses of the test platform to give you a chance to see how would it look like. But do not worry. As I said earlier, you will get an email which will give you the mock platform. It is to make you familiar with the test platform, so you can try typing in things, you can try recording a video, you can try replaying the video to be able to answer something. It does not have the exam questions or any question related to the exam. It's not a mock paper, it's not a sample paper. It will be related to making you comfortable with the test platform. Okay. So, for example, when you log in the mock system check, or on the test of, or on the date of test, you will get a like in the system check test, you will get this kind of a screen, and you will get a dummy ID and a password. You can use it to log in for the mock test. Then you would be provided various instructions, etc. Given that it's a mock test, the duration will be set 20 minutes, but in the final test, you will see the right information like duration of 2 hours here. And you need to verify the ID here by clicking on that camera kind of a button. So when you click on that, you should show the ID card the way my colleague is showing here on the screen. And when you click on capture, the system will take a photograph of you along with your ID card. And similarly, you should show for the rough sheet, front and back, also take those pictures, and then you can move to the assessment. When you move to the assessment, to mimic the 3 sections, please note that this is only dummy. These are not real questions. These are just to ensure that you understand how the platform will behave, get familiar with the button, like how to move to previous question, how to move to next question, etc. And also note that once you start the test, say if you are till this thing, you will be able to see the other things of your browser, etc. on the top, on the bottom. But once you do start assessment, the full screen will be the test window. Do not minimize it. Okay. For example, you will see this kind of a text box to answer or try typing in. Those of you who need to type in different languages, here you would see a button which tells you how to choose another language display, and then type in your answer. On the top, you will see that it is recording. The switches, the number of tab switches, if you have done any, will be shown here. The trust score will show how good your proctoring is working. So you can also see it very actively if there are any issues with your trust score. And for example, if you move to the next section, this is how your video recording or the section 2 display will be visible. You can click when you start, it will start the recording, right? When you are fully thorough or happy with your video, you can click on submit video. At the end of 7 minutes or 5 minutes, the video will automatically get submitted. But before that, you can click on restart recording. If you did not like, say you were doing some attempt, you did not like it, you want to restart your video, you can click on restart recording. And on the top right corner, you see the duration of the video. Okay. And in the last section, you will be able to replay the video. And in the check, you can see whether you can replay it, you can pause it, you can go back, rewind, and then you can answer your items. We will take your questions now. But before that, best wishes to all of you. Do not get too overwhelmed with the technology or the format. It is what you usually do in your classroom. That's the focus of International TPO always. And that is the focus of even this particular finals. It focuses on what you do in your classroom, in your school, in your daily lives every single day. So do not get overwhelmed with the technology. Best wishes, and we'll open it again for the questions. I think you can remove the screen, Karthik, and we can take up the questions.
Yeah. Let me just take some of the main questions that have come up. So one of the big questions I'm seeing, and it goes back to the content part of it rather than the technology part, which is, can I prepare some lesson plan beforehand in my subject for international TPO finals? And the answer is no, absolutely not. You don't know right now either the topics or the questions. So as I mentioned earlier, there will be 3 topics from your subject. You need to select one of those topics right in the beginning. And in your section 1, you will have a few specific questions related to various teaching practices. You don't know right now, what those questions are in section 1. So no, there is no use in preparing a lesson plan on something. So that is the first input. And somebody also asked, can I use a video from last year? No, you cannot, because the video, that is section 2, is going to be based on your section 1. So you will be writing certain things in section 1, and then there will be a question in video, or in the video section, related to what you have written, and you will be doing your video related to what you have written. So it is nothing to do with last year. This is a fresh test, and we don't have any mock test beyond this. As Priyanka mentioned, by Wednesday, we will be sending you a link, which is simply for getting used to the platform, and also for making sure that your own laptop has the normal technical requirements which are needed for that link. It is simply for checking that and getting used to the platform. But other than that, we don't have any mock test, because I think this webinar is meant to be the replacement of a mock test, because it's giving you pretty much all the inputs on what will be there in the test. So the fact that in the beginning there'll be 3 topics, you need to select one. The topics are from your own subject. Then when you go to section 1, you will be answering a bunch of questions which are related to teaching practices or school leadership practices, if you have taken the school leadership track, for which there are no topics. So teaching practices or school leadership practices, and then second section, you'll be doing a video based on that. It is meant to be a very, very practice oriented test. And as long as, as a teacher, you are engaging in your class on a day-to-day basis, reflecting on your teaching, that is what International TPO Finals is trying to test. Somebody asked, can we use a calculator? No, we are not allowing any calculator, because there will not be any calculations. Even if you're taking the maths track or physics track, etc., there will not be any calculations. So you will not need to use a calculator at all in the test. And the points that I made just now, I will repeat again briefly in Hindi, which is that आप पहले से कोई लेसन प्लान या वीडियो नहीं बना सकते हैं. किसी ने पूछा हम पहले से लेसन प्लान या वीडियो बना के रख सकते हैं? नहीं, बनाने का कोई फायदा नहीं है, क्योंकि आपको टॉपिक्स टेस्ट की शुरुआत में ही मिलेंगे, और आपको अभी पता भी नहीं है कि सेक्शन 1 में आपको क्या क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. सेक्शन 1 में हम टीचिंग प्रैक्टिसेस रिलेटेड आपसे कुछ बनवाएंगे. वो क्या है वो तभी आपको पता चलेगा, और तभी आपको वो चीजें टाइप करनी है. और सेक्शन 2 का जो वीडियो है वो सेक्शन 1 पे बेस्ड है. सेक्शन 1 का एक पार्ट लेके ही आप सेक्शन 2 का वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करेंगे, तो आप पहले से बना के नहीं रख सकते हैं. एंड कैलकुलेटर का कोई यूज नहीं है इस टेस्ट में, चाहे आप मैथ्स का ट्रैक ले रहे हो या फिजिक्स का किसी भी सब्जेक्ट का ले रहे हो. कैलकुलेटर इस टेस्ट में बिल्कुल यूज नहीं होगा, इसलिए अलाउड भी नहीं है. And coming back to the question about, can I use my tablet instead of my laptop? See, if you are absolutely unable to get a laptop, then yes, probably tablet is the next best option compared to mobile phone. But we do strongly recommend a laptop. and the second best option is probably tablet. Mobile phone will definitely make it difficult. And whichever device you are planning to use on December 14th, please use the link which you receive for testing on the same device, to make sure you are able to open the link and understand the flow. So please use the same device to test the link. And yes, you will receive this link as well as the final exam link on your registered email ID only. So please make sure that your registered email ID is active and you are in touch with that. We will not be sending the link in any other email, because it also causes integrity challenges when we send it elsewhere. We've already had had a challenge of someone trying to use somebody else's email. So we will not be sending it in any other email address. For the finalist from Azerbaijan who is asking about time zone, it is the time of 3 p.m. India translates to 9:30 a.m. Greenwich Meridian Time. I'll repeat, 9:30 a.m. Greenwich Meridian Time. Though we have mentioned 5 countries in our email, we have not mentioned all the 20 countries which are participating. But based on Greenwich Meridian Time, 9:30 a.m. Please note your own country's time. And in case there is still a doubt, you can send an individual email to team@centa.org. Team at
Few more things.
CENTA.org.
Few
Sorry.
more things. You can watch this recording again. It is available on YouTube. So if you have joined the session late, you can watch the video again. Even if you have seen it and you want to check the check the answers in the chat, or you want to listen to what Ramya and I explained, you can watch the video as many times as you want. So we have answered many of the questions multiple times. If you joined late, do not worry. You can recheck the recording of the video and the chat multiple times. Okay. Another, please note that on the test day, you cannot start the test if you are more than 30 minutes late. We are giving a buffer of 30 minutes. So if the test is supposed to start at a certain time, you can start it till 30 minutes after that, but not later than that in any situation. Please make a note of it. Some of you are saying that if you have kind of connected the mobile hotspot for data or the internet connectivity and you get a call which you need to disconnect, it is okay to touch the mobile to disconnect. The system is not going to flag that off. But if you pick up the call, then to even say no, I cannot take the call, then the system will take it up. So please do not receive any other call during the test. You can use mobile hotspot, but if you're getting any call, please disconnect it. Please do not
Yeah, I
receive
just
any
want
call
to
during the test.
Yeah, I just want to add one point over there regarding the mobile phone based connectivity. When your internet fluctuates due to the mobile call, there is no problem because your test is getting auto saved and automatically, you will be able to come back to the same point. So you don't have to worry about that. What you need to worry about is that you cannot pick up the phone, because if you pick up the phone and hold it to your ear like I'm doing right now, it will be flagged as a proctoring violation, because it is
Even
of
if
course
you are
very
saying,
possible.
I can't talk now, even if you are
Exactly.
saying, I cannot talk now, it is a proctoring violation. Please do not pick a call, just disconnect it.
So if you literally do this and say I cannot talk now, it will become a proctoring violation. So when you see a call, simply decline. That will not be a proctoring violation. And of course, this is a rare occasion for each person who is participating in the finals. So the people who normally tend to call you, please, tell them to avoid calling during those 2 hours. I think they can
As Chinwe Blessing
live
also
without you.
stated,
Yeah.
you can put your mobile on do not disturb. That's a very good input from one of your fellow finalists, that do put your mobile on do not disturb during the 2 hours of the test if you want. Right? A few things for the Hindi font. See, you will not be type. You will be provided the how do I explain it? You will be provided in the platform with the script or with the whichever font you need for Hindi in the platform. So you do not need to choose or know upfront what script is allowed. Whatever script is allowed will be provided in the platform. As for any TLM, no whiteboard, no other board, no other teaching learning material will be needed and is not allowed. Regarding equations, etc., for chemistry and math, the topic, etc., would be such that you really need not write the subscript, the superscript, the symbols. You can explain what you want to write in English words.
Okay. I just want to add one point over here, Priyanka, regarding paper and props, and somebody asked about diagram as well. So the questions in the section 1 are all written in a manner that the questions do not per se need a diagram, and you will be able to write the answers without any diagram. Now, coming to section 2 in the video, if you want to explain something using a diagram or an equation, that is the point when you will be allowed to use a piece of paper which you write and show on the screen. So that will be allowed, but we are not allowing any props other than a piece of paper or a piece of paper on an exam board for comfort. So we are not allowing any other props for any subject, and use of props will only lead to deduction of marks. So the only prop, to keep it equal for everybody, the only prop that is allowed is a piece of paper and pen where you can draw and show something during the video if you want. Again, just to repeat that, in Hindi आपको कोई भी प्रॉप यूज नहीं करना है, डायग्राम नहीं बनाना है, सेक्शन 1 में सिर्फ टाइप करना है, और सेक्शन 2 में अगर आपको कुछ डायग्राम से एक्सप्लेन करना है वो आपकी मर्जी है. अगर आपको एक्सप्लेन करना है देन आप पेपर से एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. And somebody has asked about certain other languages. If you are in the finals and you have received confirmation for your own language, and I don't think we have rejected any language. If you have received confirmation in your own for your own language as per the email, the official email from CENTA, yes, you can. You will be using that particular language. And somebody's asked about 2 devices. Please do not use 2 devices. That will be considered a violation. You can use only 1 device. If you're using your mobile for simply connecting the laptop, that is fine. But if you keep looking at that mobile, that will become a proctoring violation. So please do not use 2 devices. I can also tell you, frankly, that this test is designed in such a manner that the people who reflect on their own teaching and do it will probably do it best. So that's what you really need for doing this test well. And all you need to do is to reflect on your own teaching. And if you're late in watching this video, no problem. Video is fully available on YouTube. You can watch it anytime you like.
You cannot record and write. The platform does not have the ability. प्लेटफॉर्म में आप बात करके सोचें कि वो उसको टाइप कर देगा, ऐसा फीचर नहीं है. आपको खुद से टाइप करना पड़ेगा आप जो भी लिखना चाहते हैं. यू हैव टू टाइप इन व्हाट यू वांट टू राइट. द सिस्टम कैन नॉट listen to you and type. The system does not have that functionality. So please note that. And Ramya, before we miss, we need to talk about the parent voting part. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we'll
I want
completely
to.
lose
Yeah,
people.
there's one last section which I need to cover, and I can already see that we have exceeded time, and several people have started dropping out. So maybe we should have done it a little faster, but you will anyway receive an email also regarding this, which is that we have one more interesting element in this year's CENTA International TPO, which is after you finish the entire test you will have two links of your two videos sent to you on your registered email ID, and you can take votes from your students and parents, also from others like teachers. But you can take, primarily it's meant to be a parent vote, but you can take it from others, and from your stakeholders. You can take votes, and you can earn up to 20 marks or 20 points additional for the voting. So we will simply be taking the final number of votes, and the top 10% votes will receive entire 20 marks. The next 10, or percentile as it's called, the top 10 percentile, the next 10 percentile will receive 18 marks, the next 10 percentile will receive 16 marks, and so on. So this is a way again to bring the broader community to engage on teaching. And again, to repeat that in Hindi, this year we are doing one more interesting thing in CENTA International TPO Finals to engage the broader community, which is that you will receive two links after your test, and which you can circulate in your parent voting parent circles, and parents can vote, and you can get additional marks through that. And we do understand that voting has its own pluses and minuses, and it is not mandatory, but we do see it as a way to engage a broader audience. And there are many competitions around the world, because CENTA International TPO is a competition, not just an exam. And voting is one of the things that many competitions around the world use to engage a broader audience. We will also provide a letter for your school if you need to ask for permission to put the link. In any case, there will not be any student faces in your video. It is only your own video. So you can, if you can, request your school in case there is a challenge. And the evaluation is, of course, based on CENTA standards. And the 100 marks are divided as 40 marks for the section 1, 40 marks for the section 2, and 20 marks for section 3. And each of these will require each of these will have specific criteria based on the CENTA standards with respect to aspects like lesson planning, student assessment, classroom communication, etc.
If you have any further questions, please do send us an email on team@centa.org, our usual email ID. Please send it only from your registered email ID. And in the subject line, please write TPO Finals Query. Please write TPO Finals Query in the subject line. Send it from your registered email ID. If you still have additional questions which haven't been answered here, or any more clarifications you need, that will help us prioritize answering your queries. And with that, best of luck to all of you. Really looking forward to having all of you in the finals.
One clarification regarding the voting, which I want to give. It is not mandatory. It is an additional interesting activity that we wanted to introduce, and it will specifically feed into what we are calling the Parents' Choice Award. For the main international TPO prizes, only the 100 marks of the test will be counted, whereas for the Parents' Choice Award, the voting will also be counted. So if you don't do the voting part of it, it doesn't matter. You will not be participating in that particular award, but you will be eligible for all the other prizes. So if you're not comfortable with it, or if you're not getting permission, you can drop it.
Thank you, everyone. And again, best of luck. Looking forward to see you on 14th. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you.